The series brings us to a reputable school in South Korea where lunchtime is the most interesting time of the school day. However, for students with low grades like Eun-ho and her friend Sarang, the wait for food is an agonizing ordeal. While Eun-ho and other low-ranked students believe this rule to be unfair and outdated. Tae-woon, a mischievous student and the school director's son, is exempt from the waiting game. With classes back in session, Eun-ho decides to ditch school and meet up with her first love. On her way, she's unexpectedly run into by a motorcycle gang chasing Tae-woon, who equally escapes from school. With Eun-ho's bike damaged in the collision, Tae-woon offers her a ride. The scene shifts to Dae, the top-ranked student and class president in Eun-ho's class, discusses the upcoming essay contest with his homeroom teacher, Mr. Mayam. This contest is critical for Dae as he strives for admission into a prestigious university. As this conversation unfolds, Eun-ho receives a call offering her a part-time job, sparking excitement and the promise of an adventure. Seizing this opportunity, Eun-ho is elated to finally meet Gwon, a student from Dawn University, who she's had a crush on. During the meeting, Eun-ho shows Gwon her artwork, which greatly impresses him. He even suggests she consider enrolling at Hanguk University, seeing her immense talent. Just as things seem to be going smoothly, the unexpected happens as Tae-woon suddenly appears and No attacks Gwon, mistaking him for a pervert. This unfortunate incident leaves Eun-ho frustrated and angry at Tae-woon. The following day, the school announces the results of a practice exam. As expected, Dae secures the top spot, solidifying his status as the academic superstar. Eun-ho finds herself at the bottom of the rankings as usual due to her less impressive grades. Homeroom teacher Mr. Mayam informs class that they will have to take another mock exam. In a built-up stress, the announcement stirs something in Eun-ho's classmate, Jdrama, who realizes she's lost her notebook and suspects that someone has stolen it. What follows is a heated confrontation between the two girls, with Jdrama accusing Eun-ho of taking the notebook and Eun-ho vehemently denying the allegation. Meanwhile, Principal Yang Do-jin holds a meeting with the teachers. He surprises them with his suggestion that the students be subjected to 4 practice exams per month to boost their intelligence, rationalizing that it will better prepare them for the university entrance exam. Although the teachers Shim, including Mr. Mayam, expressed their concern for the added pressure this would cause the students, Mr. Yang Do-jin is not swayed by their objections. He is determined to implement his plan. He disregards their protests, leading to an uncomfortable tension in the office. The school director, Mr. Hyun, pays a visit to the school for reasons unknown to the students and staff. The frown on his face suggests that he's far from pleased when he notices his son, Tae-woon, at a low rank of 288th place. Meanwhile, Eun-ho, frustrated about her grades, is now determined to get into Hanguk University to pursue her crush. However, her friend Sarang doubts the feasibility of this dream, considering Eun-ho's low academic stand in the school. Dae walk by then, to tell Eun-ho that she might have a chance at getting into Hanguk University. They've just opened a webtoon media department, and are having a competition for students. Sarang reminds him that Eun-ho is in the 6th tier, but Eun-ho is too excited about having a chance at her dream school to dwell on ranks. The thought of her heartthrob Gwon keeps Eun-ho's dreams afloat. However, Tae-woon's sudden appearance brings her back to earth. He snatches Eun-ho's precious sketchbook and flips through the page. Meanwhile, it is revealed that Dae is in a romantic relationship with Namju, a highly sought-after student who happened to be the daughter of a taxi company CEO. While Dae came from a poor background, after school Dae often goes to tutor Hee-chan, one of his wealthy classmates, to earn money for his school expenses. A while later, Dae ran into Eun-ho, who was working a part-time job handing out flyers. Eun-ho tells him that the job pays unexpectedly well, and that she plans to buy a tablet with the money she earns so she can draw webtoons. Once she finished her work, Eun-ho returned home where she pleaded with her mom about enrolling into some art and media prep classes to improve her chances of becoming a college student at prestigious university. Eun-ho's brother laughs at her, however Eun-ho's mom snaps at her for being delusional. The next morning, the student's seat for the second practice exam, Sarang was absent, having decided to pursue a career in civil service instead of attending college. Unexpectedly, during the second practice exam, music started playing from the announcements box and the sprinklers deactivated, distracting them from the test. This incident brought delight to the students as they are now freed from the exam. Later on, Officer Suji arrived at the school, takes up an investigation with Mr. Main to uncover the culprit. However, Mr. Main believes that the perpetrator may not be a student. The students started to idolize the culprit, and Eunho even planned to feature the culprit in her webtoon. Meanwhile, Taewon and Dae held an unresolved grudge against each other when their paths crossed again. In class a few days later, deeply immersed in her comic, Eunho attracts the attention of Mr. Gun, who confiscates her sketchbook. Desperate to get it back, she tries to persuade him, also takes Taewon's phone, but he quickly returns it, when Taewon explained it was a gift from his dad. Unfortunately, when Eunho asked Taewon for help in retrieving her sketchbook, he refused. That night, Eunho hurriedly sneaked into the teacher's office to get her sketchbook back. To her surprise, she stumbled across a mysterious man burning the students' results in the office. When he noticed Eunho, he quickly fled through the window. Just as Eunho attempts to escape, the teachers arrived, missing the man. At the end, Eunho was arrested and accused of being the perpetrator behind all the chaos in the school. Eunho pleads her innocence before a panel of teachers and administrators, but things don't look good. Although Teacher Shim tries to convince the panel that they need more evidence, but Principal Young won't be deterred as he believes that Eunho is a low-grade student, which is all the evidence he needs to prove that she's guilty. Afterwards, Eunho attempts to cool off, splashing water on her face and mumbling to herself about dropping out of school. She's interrupted by Taewon, who tells her that he believes that she's not the culprit, because the criminal has to be much smarter than her. He asks her if she cares for some lemonade. In an intense conversation, she tells him that her sketchbook held all her dreams and was extremely important to her. However, when Eunho and Taewon arrived at her home, she showed her gratitude by giving him her fried chicken coupon. Stay tuned for part 2.